How's that? Okay. Hi, I'm Kendall, and this video is about starting my journey towards bariatric surgery. And today is day one of my journey. I'm going to say it's day one. Today I actually talked to my case manager at the surgical hospital and made an appointment with my surgeon. Now, my insurance does not cover a single bit, not even a little bit of the bariatric surgery process. So I am self-pay, which means I don't have as many hoops to jump through as some of the insurance coverage folks do. But I am having a one-day appointment in about a month. And at that appointment, I'm going to see the dietitian, the nutritionist, the psychologist, the surgeon, and then there's a mandatory course and then there's labs and EKGs and stuff. So all of that's kind of jam-packed into one day. And then if I pass all of that and get all of that approved, oh, and there's a sleep apnea thing too. So if I pass all of that, then we can go ahead and schedule the surgery. So today is day one. I feel really good about it. I have been working pretty hard, to be honest with you, the last 2 months to lose weight and most importantly, to gather all the information I can. And I mean, I read so many blogs and vlogs, listen to podcasts, watching YouTube videos. I'm in 3 or 4 Facebook groups, just support groups for after surgery. So I am trying to just take all the information I can to try to make myself more prepared. Because I do see where people don't lose as much as they want to with gastric sleeve. I do see that people regret it, that people have trouble giving up food afterwards. And I am doing everything I can to be prepared for that after surgery when that comes. So I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I'm 38 years old, I'm 5'7", and this winter, actually 5 months ago in January, I topped out at 278 pounds. And to be totally honest with you, the weight really didn't bother me that much. It just didn't. I didn't notice that I knew I was gaining weight. Don't get me wrong. My clothes weren't fitting right. I knew I was gaining weight, but I just didn't see a huge difference in the mirror and I just didn't care that much. And then in February, my husband started to notice that I was just cranky. I had no energy. I was really tired. Okay, never mind. Okay, so let me give you a little background about myself. I'm 38 years old, I'm 5'7", and a few months ago in January, so that's 4 or 5 months ago now, I topped out at 278 pounds, and the weight was coming on, my clothes were feeling tighter, but I really wasn't that bothered by it, to be honest. I knew I was gaining weight, I wasn't happy about it, but I don't know, weight fluctuates, and I don't know, I mentally wasn't really there. I mean, I wasn't taking it in. And then in February, my husband noted that I was cranky, that I did not seem happy, that I had no energy. I would come home from work, I'd put the kids to bed, and then I would go to sleep. I was just tired all the time. And so my husband started really kind of noticing that I didn't feel good. And it really wasn't until the beginning of March that I realized that the reason I was feeling so bad was because I wasn't sleeping. I mean, George, sorry. I wasn't sleeping, and I really wasn't sleeping at all. I would wake up 6, 7, 8 times a night and toss and turn and toss and turn. And I noticed I had been snoring, and I'm not usually really a snorer. Now, when I was pregnant with my youngest son, I snored when I was pregnant. And that was really the last time I snored, so that's 7 years ago. But I noticed that I was snoring, and I would wake myself up, and so we started kind of thinking about it, and I started kind of looking into sleep apnea as, is this something I have developed now? What's going on? And I started reading information about obstructive sleep apnea, which I kind of called fat apnea, which is basically just when you gain weight, and you gain weight in your throat and in your breathing passages, and it puts pressure on you when you sleep, and you end up getting sleep apnea because of your weight gain. And there even are statistics about like the size of your neck circumference causing sleep issues, and you having an increased risk if your neck circumference is over a certain amount. So I started realizing that the weight gain wasn't just making my clothes tight, but that I wasn't sleeping, and I was truly, truly grouchy and unhappy. And a lot of it was because I was snoring and I couldn't sleep. And so the beginning of March, my husband decided that he was going to go on a diet. He was going to go on the keto diet, which we have both done with success in the past. And to be honest, I still was just not mentally ready. I told him, well, great, you go for it, but I'm not ready yet. You know, spring break's coming up and we're going on some family stuff and I'm just not ready yet. And so my husband started doing the keto diet, and he actually did great. I mean, honestly, he was doing very well. He was staying very disciplined, and we went on our spring break vacation, and he stayed really disciplined, and I ate a bag of Starburst jelly beans over the course of a week because I love Starburst jelly beans, and I just wasn't ready to commit. And we came home from spring break, and I realized this is just ridiculous. This is ridiculous. You have to do something. And so I talked to my husband, and I said, okay, that's it. I'm going to go on the diet with you. So I started about 2 weeks after him on the keto diet. So that was mid-March. Right now it's mid-May, so it's been 2 months. And he is down about 30 pounds in that time, and I'm down 25 pounds, really close, like 28 pounds. So I've done a good job. I'm losing weight, and this is not new to me. I'm pretty good at losing weight. I've done it before on the keto diet. So again, that's not new to me, but the problem is there's always an end to my diet. Like there's some point where I'm dieting and then the diet stops and I just never pick it back up. And then the weight comes on like that. And so I just was looking for a longer term solution. You know, back in 2015, so that's 4 years ago now, I lost 55 pounds doing the keto diet and working out, and literally came to Thanksgiving weekend, I gained 15 pounds in one weekend. And between Thanksgiving and Christmas, no excuses. I just screwed up and gave up, and the weight just obviously just came right back. And some, you know, it came back and some. And I tried to run, I hurt my foot, so I had an excuse and blah, 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 but no excuses. I just wasn't eating very well. I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do, and I wasn't working out because I was hurt and whatever. So the weight came back on, and I have been on phentermine. I know a lot of us on this journey have done these things. I've been on the keto diet, I've been on phentermine, and phentermine works for me. I mean, honestly, last year in January, I started phentermine. Is that right? Yeah, I started phentermine. I was on it for 2 months before I went on a big vacation to Thailand, and in that 2 months, I lost 20 pounds. I mean, boom, no problem. The phentermine helped me pull the weight off, and I felt a lot better being in an airplane seat for that long and being in swimsuits on the beach in Thailand, which is great, right? I mean, but guess what happened as soon as we got home from Thailand, right? I stayed on the phentermine, but the weight just came back and came back and came back to the point where I was, in February of last year, I was at 235 when we went to Thailand, 235 pounds. By January, so less than a year later, I was at 278 pounds. So 40 pounds in a year is what I've put on. And that's just ridiculous. And I will say this, I am a healthy fat person, other than the sleep apnea issues that I developed in January. I've never had I have no blood pressure issues. I don't have diabetes. I have no major injuries or back injuries or any problems like that. I just don't. My kids are sports kids. I chase them around. I have a fairly active job in the medical field, and so I'm on my feet a lot during the day. Plus I have a lot of mental wear and tear with that job. And I prefer to be outside. I like to snow ski. I like to water ski. I like to go on walks. I like to hike. My kids and I have just started geocaching, and we really like that. So I'm not just sitting around eating food all the time, but I'm a busy person, and you know, it happens. Bottom line, I don't necessarily eat well for myself, and it happened. So anyway, back to the present. So I've lost 25 pounds since March in 2 months, and I feel better. My sleep apnea is gone, or not noticeable. I sleep through the night now. I feel a lot better. My attitude has improved significantly, thank goodness, because I think my husband had it with me. And so you know, I feel like I'm headed the right direction, but I'm looking at bariatric surgery as more of a long-term way to continue that diet. So that's where I'm at here on day 1 of this journey. Now, once I have my appointment in June, I will update and just let you know how that day went, that very, very busy day at the surgical center, and how that goes. I am actually not looking to schedule my surgery until the fall. Again, my kids are in sports, so we have baseball tournaments every weekend during the summertime. At the end of the summer, we're going on vacation, a big family vacation to Disney World, and then in September and the beginning of October, we're going twice to New York City for some different events. So with all of that going on, I mean, not only did I not want to try to squeeze it in somewhere in between there, but also that's a lot of time off of work that I'm going to be taking and going, so I really didn't want to add to it. So we're actually looking at mid-October for surgery. So it's May, we're looking at October. I'm still 5 months out from looking at surgery. And in that time, I'm going to keep up the keto diet. My husband and I doing it together has been awesome. We've tried to do it together before, and I usually feel really resentful because he'll ask me about what I'm eating, or he'll say, are you sure you want to be eating that, or whatever, and that really just gets my hackles up, and I start to feel irritated with him because I feel like I'm being checked on. I mean, the problem is that if I slip or if I make a choice that's not a good one, I know that the only person responsible for that is me. Like, I've made that choice, and I don't need someone pointing out my poor decision making. I know I made that choice. I know it was a poor decision. So in the past, it's been really, really hard for us to do this together. But this time we have a system that seems to be working, where the only time we really check in with each other is in the morning, and we check on each other's weight. So in the morning when we both get on the scale, you know, we say, how'd you do today? You know, how was it? And if it's like, well, I'm down half a pound, awesome, we can high five about it. If it's, well, I'm down a pound, or I'm up a pound, then he says, okay, well, that's weird. Where did that come from? Oh, well, you know, I slipped yesterday and I had this. Okay, well, we'll have to just, you know, make it better and improve. And so it's really helped us to kind of open that communication where I can say, here's what I'm weighing in at, and we can be accountable for it without feeling like I've got somebody staring at me over my shoulder while I'm eating. So I feel like that's working really well for us. And like I said, he's down 30 pounds. I'm down almost 30 pounds. I am close. I'm going to catch him. I'm telling you that. And we're both working hard. Now, at this point, we are not really exercising. We are just focusing on diet. And that was a choice I made consciously. The reason I made that choice is because in the past, I've worked out hard. I have a personal trainer that I work with, and he's awesome, and we lift weights. And I've run, you know, up to a 10K. So I've done all these different things, but the thing about adding exercise for me is that those big exercise things give me an excuse, like, hey, I've earned this cookie, I've earned this pop, I've earned this food. And so I have this like mental game about it. And then also it really does make me more hungry. You know, I need more calories to sustain a workout like that. And so right now I'm really just trying to focus on getting my diet on point. And once we get to that point where I feel pretty confident in my diet, I am going to start working out again. In the summertime, we're just more active. We're busy. We're walking places. So I don't have a problem getting my steps in and that sort of thing. And I like walking. We walk the dogs at night. We do a mile or a mile and a half in the evenings. And so that's pretty, you know, the walking and staying active is easy enough. But I'm not doing really hard workouts. So that's where we're at with that. So as of right now, current weight is, well, if my scale is to be believed, but current weight right now is 250.2. So I'm so close to being out of the 250s, and I want it so bad. So we're headed that direction. We'll see where this journey takes me. I'm really, really excited, and I'll check in with you again. It's about a month until my next appointment, and I will check in and let you know how that is going and how that busy, crazy day is. So thank you so much for watching, and I'm really excited about this journey and about documenting it so that hopefully a year from now, next May, I can look at these videos and be like, oh, look, I've got a chin now. Anyway, so thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon. Thanks.